Mickey Hawkins outside the London Stadium West Ham Fan TV post-match reaction. Palace have just beaten us 2-1, and I'll be honest with you, we got what we deserved there. We was pathetic all over the pitch.
God, that ending was carbon copy of what I see at Selhurst Park 5 years ago. I don't even know where to start, mate. It's a frustrating game because it's a game that I see the starting lineup and I thought, apart from getting Aguerd into there and maybe Downs, that's probably our best starting lineup. It just didn't work. It just didn't click. You know, Palace have come here and they deserved it. We didn't even deserve a point today. I'm going to be honest with you. More shots, more possession, more chances. They wanted it more. They knocked it back better.
Mate, we've done nothing.
No, well, I think we had 2 shots on target all game at home to Crystal Palace, and that's no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it's got to be better than that.
I just don't get why we're so negative all the time. Yeah, okay, you can make an argument against Liverpool, you can make an argument against Man United, but Palace at home, surely that's a game where you can go for it and be on the front foot. And
I've got to say this, mate. Like, I don't think it was that bad attacking wise. He played Ben Rama, he played Paqueta. I wanted to see them.
But we're so deep.
We were deep, yeah, we were deep. But some players are letting him down. We cannot pass the football. We've got no invention. We've got no runners. We were static. We were to be honest, we were pathetic from the start. Palace played the ball. They move. They run. They're quick. They're fast-minded. They've got players with good brains. For me, Paqueta, it was awful. He might as well sat on the bench.
The thing is,
he was terrible.
The thing is, Patrick Vieira's done his own work. They're strikers. They know how Skamaka play. They're centre backs. They know how Skamaka play. As soon as he got the ball, they're up his arse. He can't do anything. That's why he was dragged off at half time. That's why we tried to go a little bit different with Antonio in the second half. But they worked him out. They let him turn. They let him get the ball. Turn. As soon as Antonio's turning, they've got the ball. Their midfield, Schlupp and Decore, pistol over Paqueta and Rice in there today. Pistol over him, and then you got Zaha, Elise, Eze. You know, you got 3 players there that want the ball and they're not afraid to take people on.
It was. I'll be honest with you, it was scary to see every pass that Palace made. How much room they had. There was no one shutting down. We were second to every. We were pathetic. Palace were good.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Palace credit here because Palace were good. As you say, Vieira done his own work. I knew this wouldn't be an easy game here. I knew it wouldn't be an easy game. But I've got to say, and I've got to say this, and I know that I'm going to get stick, and I know you might even give me stick yourselves. I'm running out of patience with Moyes. I'm running out of patience with him, and I'm running out of patience with the substitutions he's making because he is. Look, they weren't good. The players that he put out there today, but there was different players that could have come off over.
I know, listen, you've been a Ben Rama critic, but come on, the guy was our best player on the pitch.
He's been the best player all season.
I don't understand what his problem is with this man. I do not understand it. And he brings on Lanzini, who's done nothing this season.
It could have been anyone, Ray. Even if you had to make a judgment call for that, it's got to be Fornells.
Well, the thing is, for me, I thought Paqueta was coming off because he was limping just before. He looked like he was about to come off, and then for some reason, I think it shocked everyone in the stadium, especially Ben Rama. And Ben Rama's got a right to be frustrated today because, look, take away his goal, when you look at it, he didn't really do that much, but I always find with Ben Rama on the pitch, when he's on the pitch, something can happen because he's got that in his locker. Yeah, exactly. He was getting slated behind us 2 minutes before that, and then bang, he does that. And when I say he didn't do much, I'm probably being a bit harsh there because he was making the runs, he was trying to take people on.
Is anyone trying to make things happen? Like, look at Jared Bowen. The guy's been so poor, and again, he done nothing, but he plays the whole game, and he starts every week.
Paqueta as well. Paqueta, like, look,
I'll give him. Come back from injury.
This is what I was just about to say. He was, he's coming back from injury.
Probably shouldn't have started today.
No, he probably shouldn't have started.
Probably shouldn't have started.
Fornells has been rid of. It's the wrong decision. The manager gets to see these players during the week. I've got to say this as well. Dawson was awful. I thought Zuma was awful.
Well, it was his fault for their first goal, wasn't it? He gave the ball away.
Yeah.
Give the ball away, and Zaha with a great finish. I mean, look, we ain't spoke about Ben Rama's goal yet, but that was a a great goal. It's a great goal, you know, and that's what we know what Ben Rama can do.
The player off, you know, and takes these.
And that's what we didn't do enough of today. We even Antonio in the second half. It took me 20 minutes to realise he was actually on the pitch because we brought him on to bully their defenders and make them runs, and he didn't do it. And that's because the Palace defenders step off, let Antonio get that ball. They know he's going to try his little spin that he tries to do every week, And look, I don't want to slate Antonio, but you've got to judge the players on today's game, and I am going to. He was poor. He didn't really offer much. I think maybe leaving Scamacca on for another 10-15 minutes at the start of the half, bringing Antonio off the bench, starting from half time. Obviously, look, we could be standing here now saying, "Oh yeah, Moyes got it right. We've won the game." Fair enough, but he hasn't. And I just think it was
too often, right?
But what do you do? I mean, I know we can sit here and say, right, Moyes out, but then
I'm sorry,
the question
mate.
is, but the question is, right? Yeah, we're in a bad run of form, right? If he goes now, who are you going to get in?
No, but I think there's a lot to be considered over the World Cup. We've got a break coming up, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not. Look, I wasn't Moyes out, but you've got to look at the way we're playing, the players that are available to us, yeah, and what he does week in, week out. Do you know what? I think when you look at the whole situation, he's done a fantastic job here. He has done a fantastic job, and no one will ever take away the job here. And even in Europe, you know what I mean? He's played that perfectly. But I think what Moyes' problem is, mate, and I mean this like, you know, I don't want to slag the geezer off because he's done so much for us, but when he's got a choice of who he can put, he always makes the wrong choice. There is no doubt about it. He always makes the wrong choice.
Okay, but just to go with that, the starting lineup come out. If I said that's the best team we've got, what a starting lineup
should have been playing.
Why was Souček starting?
Down should have been playing.
Again,
he's been absolutely brilliant. He played Benrahma. Yeah, he did play Benrahma, but you have to make good in-game management. Paqueta was pathetic. He's coming back from injury. He was just getting up to speed of the Premier League. He's got probably a couple of weeks away. Dawson was fucking awful. He should have been fucking yanked off. Why wasn't he? He played 90 minutes. Our best player, right? For some reason, he's got. I don't know what it is about him. He's got a little bit of a. You look at the way he come off of the substitution. I watched him as he come off because there was boos ringing around the stadium. He's losing the crowd here. He's losing the crowd. There was boos ringing around the stadium because people could see he was the only person that was willing to make something happen. And he's pulled him off. He come off the pitch. He didn't even look him in the eye. He walked straight past him, and he's got a problem with him. And if his personal
but you say that. Most of our fan base have got a problem with him.
Yeah, I know.
When you're the manager,
I mean?
when you're the manager, you got to look and see. Well, this guy is our best player on the pitch, and he's the only one who's going to make something happen.
But that's
you got a personal problem.
That's management. They make their decisions. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. He's making a lot of wrong decisions at the moment, but. For people to say, oh, get rid of him, as I said, who do you get? Yeah. Who do we get in? There's no one out there at the moment.
If you can get him.
Who?
Pochettino.
No chance. It'd be Sean Dyche.
I would have got
100%. It'd be Sean Dyche. You'd be doing your impression every week on Friday Night Playing. It would be Sean Dyche.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want that. Like,
you wouldn't get
Pochettino. What I'm saying. I'm not advocating. I'm not pushing hard for Moyes out, but I've lost my patience with him. And look, I've been losing my patience with him. What's the plan?
But
what was the spend for? What's he trying to do with this team?
The thing is, I'm the same. Like I like Moyes, you know, but if he's doing well, if he's doing bad decisions, I'll call him out on it. The thing is though, like them players that started today were good enough to win that game. Them players couldn't string two passes together, and even in the last second, Antonio gets the ball in the corner. I said to you,
in the corner. It was in the box.
Yeah, but we watched the same thing happen at Selhurst Park the other year, and it was carbon copy. They might as well just replay the Palace goal from 5 years ago because it was exactly the same. But that's like, I understand what you're saying about Moyes, but that comes down to the players. Moyes can only do so much. He makes the decisions, I get that. But when them players cross that white line, they're good enough. I mean, Declan Rice wasn't great today. Scamacca wasn't great. Paqueta wasn't great. They're meant to be our best players. So when they're not all on form, you can have one player out of form, but when you get 3 or 4 or 5, Bowen, who's been great for us, another player, hasn't been playing well. The back four, Correa sometimes looked out of position. Dawson was always out of position.
Us too many goals.
Yeah, for me now, Aguerd has to play against Leicester. He has to get him in before this World Cup, before he goes off to the World Cup. Just give him that little bit of Premier League experience. But look, I'm not going to sit here and say...
We're sitting here in a relegation battle. This is the thing. He's played so negatively. You look at the way the league is forming up this year. It's so tight. You know, 2 of these wins could have took us right up the table. 2 defeats, this is 1 already, could see us in the fucking bottom 3.
But we had the same thing the other week. We said the same thing and then we got a couple of wins and then we flew up there. And
I'm sorry, but you cannot...
The gap's going to start to widen above us, I think.
Cannot start your home games and be as negative as that. You need to go for it. How many games we won here? Premier League games.
Well,
How many?
2, innit? 2. Wolves and Fulham.
Yeah. Bournemouth.
Bournemouth 3.
It's pathetic.
Villa away,
It's
yeah.
pathetic. We line up against these teams like Liverpool. You look at when teams have a go. Palace were organised today. Right, we don't look like. I think a lot of it comes down to the fullbacks. Cresswell is fucking finished. He cannot pass the ball. He cannot see a forward run. There's players now that were positive at the beginning of the season that will not run because they know they're not going to get the ball.
Thing is, like, and I understand what you're saying about Cresswell, but there was a couple of times where the thing is, we're sitting up there, we can see down. When you're on the pitch and you get that ball, if they're not getting a call, you can't see that ball. So sometimes, like, when people say that he can't pass the ball, like he can't see you've played football yourself. You know when you're on the pitch, you don't always see everything around. And as you've got people shouting out, for us sitting up in the stands in row 40 or fucking whatever, we can see all that. But we can scream it.
Opposition teams can see it.
Yeah.
It's sometimes so in professional football. It's not about getting calls and all that. You should be knowing where them players are going, and they were making the runs. They are making the runs. He's just not putting the ball there. Like there's other teams. Every other team that comes here seem to outplay us off the park. If he's getting paid 60,000-70,000 pounds a week and he can't see a fucking ball down the line, then he shouldn't be getting 60,000-70,000 pounds a week. Send him back to the fucking Championship, in my opinion.
And that's the thing.
But it's not that. It's knowing. It's the players communicating and knowing where each other are, and he should know that there's someone going to make a run there.
But then there was times where he did look down the line and no one made that run. So then whose fault's that? Him, Cresswell's?
Yeah, because he never gives it there.
But then how is that Cresswell's fault? If he's looking at that, if he's knocking down the line.
No.
Then who's making that? Ben Ryan ain't making that run.
He never ever knocks it down the line like that. He never puts the ball over the top. There are runs being made, and he always turns back and goes back there. When he wants to play it out to there's no one there because he don't fucking pass the ball there normally.
It's like today. I mean, like, look. I've never played a professional game, but I know football. It's like today, the Palace are on the attack, they're threatening our box, Zuma's got the ball on the edge of the box, first thing he does is hoofs it up there and he gets booed for it. No, he's just pushed us all forward and now we're up there off. That is football. You keep the ball out of our net. That's simple. If you have to hoof it, you have to hoof it. How many times, look at Dawson today, tries to play out of the back, what happens? Bang, 1-1. Simple. It's simple football. It is just simple stuff. And it's like when a player's got the ball there, someone's up his arse, he knocks it to you. Boo for going backwards. No, you play the way you're facing. It's simple football, but there
isn't enough movement.
No, there's not enough movement. I see Paqueta today. He's making the movements. He makes mistakes. He gets away with it because he's the Brazilian £50 million signing. He does 2-step overs. Everyone loves him. No, you can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that. Yes, you're making the runs, but everyone's got to be on that level. As I said, Declan Rice was off today. Declan Rice was well off today. And it's the same thing, you know. It comes to the edge of the box. I don't see Declan Rice control a shot. He just always wants to hit it as hard as he can. And I'm not slagging Declan Rice off. He's a world-class player. He's brilliant for us. But sometimes, you know, if that was Ben Rama doing it, the whole crowd would have been booing.
I think we're stretching Rice with how little quality there seems to be around him lately. He's having to do so much, and he's got Souček next to him. Who's awful.
I agree.
There is quality around him. It's just they're not
quality
right now.
They're not
working.
But players, look. The thing is, players go out of form. The unfortunate thing for us, we're finding 5 or 6 players that are not in form at the moment. Last season, the season before, Bowen was out of form. There'll be 3 or 4 other players that step up. They're not doing it this season. And look, we're going to go through the bad times, and we are going for a bad run. Forget Europe. Europe's been great so far, you know. But in the league, we're in a bad run of form. But I've always I understand with Moyes and that, but sometimes, you know, when you go for the bad times, just stick with them. Because during the good times, the last 2 years, everyone's loved it, and I understand that it is frustrating sometimes. But there's no one for me out there now personally that can come in here apart from Pochettino. We're not going to get Pochettino. You know
We've got Emery, who's obviously they've just.
I wouldn't have been happy with Emery.
I would. I think he's a quality man.
I wouldn't have been happy with him.
They've just smacked Man United today 3-1. You know.
Yeah, but that's the new manager. That always happens. They'll probably get battered the next 6 weeks.
We've got to look at it. I think Europe has papered over a lot of cracks, and you look at our form this year. Right, last season without Europe.
The end of last season and this season, I reckon we've been shit for 30 games.
Been shit.
Probably.
All year we've been shit. 2022, we've been shit.
6 wins in 19. By the
6
way.
wins in 19. Dom's just said. It's poor, and like I said, the Europe has papered over the cracks, and I'm just concerned going forward. We've spent a lot of money. What's the plan? What does he want? How does he want us to play?
The thing that concerns me about him is that he's too conservative.
Yeah.
He wants not to get beat rather than
Big
thinking.
Sam got lambasted.
Yeah, it's true, but he wants not. He
He
wants not to get beat rather than win games sometimes. And sometimes, his record against the top 6 away from home, 70 games, he hasn't won one. It's because he goes in there too negatively. Come on, as I said before, I've said this before. It's the definition of insanity. If you keep on doing the same things and expecting to get different results, you're not going to get different results playing like that. We've got the players to be positive, and that's what concerns me about Moyes.
Why has he signed Paqueta and
That is what concerns me about him, is when he's got a choice of how to play, he always picks the wrong choice.
But the thing is, right, you say he started Scamacca and Paqueta today, so where's the negative then? Just Souček? Because that's what I'm getting. Because where's the negative football? Because he's starting the players everyone wants to start, apart from Souček, obviously.
Well, we got ourselves into the ascendancy against the run of play. We scored a goal. Ben Rama scored a goal. We give a stupid goal away, right? But at that point, it's finally balanced. You don't take Ben Rama off. Is anyone who's done anything in the game?
And to me,
you don't take him off.
But he did take Ben Rama off straight after they scored.
No, he took him off after 60 minutes. The game is pinpoint. Anyone can win it at that point.
But
you do not take him off. You don't.
No, I know you don't take Ben Rama off. It was the wrong decision, but you've got to make a substitution because it ain't working. It hasn't worked all game. He thought that was the right decision. No one else did.
Well, that's what.
But it comes down to him. That's the manager.
That's what's concerning me.
But that's the manager.
He always thinks that's the right decision.
But that's the manager.
It's the manager. But it's not the right decision, is it? And he does it time after time after time again.
And the thing is, he can play positive players like Scamacca and Paqueta, but it's if how we're set up and how the game plan is negative, then it's still negative. And that's the issue with if we are having players that would thrive in a more attacking setup and you're playing them negative.
What's the attacking setup then? Because he's played arguably our best available team today. So
why was we so deep?
What formation would you play then?
We got to be on the ascendant.
What formation would you play?
I
wouldn't necessarily play a different formation, but the way we set up was deep. It's just it's the instruction to the players. There's players like Paqueta that are not being allowed to. I don't think
because he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to.
Schlupp and Decore were on him.
Yeah, but you change it then.
You can see.
But he did.
Was deep.
Yeah,
He did change it. But then what I'm saying, what formation do you want to play?
It's not my choice.
This is what I'm saying. I can't. I don't understand what.
But he hasn't. But what I'm saying to you is, you say, what formation is he supposed to play? That's fucking his job. That's what he gets paid all the money for.
But you two are sitting here now saying we're playing a more. That we had the team to do it, but the players ain't doing it.
No,
because we ain't got the ball.
But what? But that's what I'm saying.
So what would you have changed then?
Like I said, I want to see the team pressing. I want to see the team chasing down the balls and winning the ball high up on the pitch and going on the attack. You've got Scamacca so deep. What do we expect the geezer to do? We're not feeding him the ball. Yeah, you can have an half-injured Paqueta on the pitch.
He's right. Ryan is right. There are players out there that are clearly. Players like Bowen need to take responsibility.
But why does he keep playing him?
Exactly. There's a player out there that was sitting on the bench to the 90th minute, Fornals. He should have come on over the leg.
Fornals should have played today because he had a great game the other night. He'd have been boosted with confidence getting his 2 goals. And Fornals works hard for you. Fornals, he's not everyone's favourite, but I like him because he gets stuck in. He's not afraid to get stuck in as well. Maybe it might be good to maybe drop a Bowen. We keep calling for Souček to be dropped, and rightly so because he was poor today. And I think it showed when he got cheered when he come off. I don't like seeing that, but I think he's been that bad. He deserves it, and now that he's not scoring goals, he's not really offering anything. So I do agree, we have to change it up a bit. But what I can't get is that we've got the right players on the pitch today. I know Moyes gives the instructions and he's telling it, but them players are good enough to do. And
players do have to take some responsibility.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's everyone. Everyone takes responsibility, from the manager, the players. As soon as they cross that white line.
I just think that ultimately the buck stops with the manager, and if players are consistently not performing,
and that's the unfortunate thing for a manager is you can't sack 26 players. You can't sack a squad. You get rid of a manager.
As well is that and I've seen this a few times this season, especially players play themselves into form and he drops them out. Fornals is in form at the minute. He dropped him out.
Players are out of form. He don't drop them.
And he don't drop them. Yeah. And that's.
I think that's one thing. That's one been Moyes' downfall is that he always seems to stay loyal to players that, don't get me wrong, these loyal players he's standing to have done well for him. So if they're out of form, he's trying to get them back into form, but they're not getting into form, so that's not working. So drop them.
Yeah, drop them, and then maybe they'll get that hunger
There's
back.
There's no way you can give a player a kick up the arse.
Yeah.
The best way is to drop them.
Bowen's
Drop
not
them.
a bad player. He's a good player,
No.
but he just needs dropping. Take him out, freshen up, mate, and let him fight back in. Get him in the cups. Let him show it in the cups.
Next week, I'd like to, as I said, I'd like to see a Gued come in. You know,
I think
Ben Johnson, where the
Corney-
fuck's Ben Johnson? He played on midweek. Where is he?
He's on the bench, wasn't
I want
think he was.
to see Cornet when he comes back, because
Soufal.
he's someone who's got pace, and we lack pace. And someone said it on the fan cams last week. We lack so much pace on the wings, and I don't know why we haven't addressed that enough. We only signed Cornet. Bowen's not got pace. Antonio's lost a yard of pace. Ben Rama's not known for his pace. He's a skillful player. We need more pace than
Just-
this type.
thing is as well, I was just going to say, look, Antonio, he'll be hurting tonight. You know, he loves this football club. He knows he's made a mistake. He'll get over it. You know.
You know what I did, and it was his fault and everything. I kind of felt bad for him when I looked at him. He did look devastated, and yes, he is to blame, and it was a stupid decision. But he's going to be kicking himself massively.
Yeah, and look, we've got one more. We've got 2 games. We've got the cup game in the league. We've got one more game in the league to try to, before we go off for this World Cup.
Man,
And do you know what though? I was thinking maybe the World Cup could be good for us, because you remember we was in a bad run of form and then COVID come.
Yeah, I know,
Ever since
yeah.
when COVID come back, we found
Depends
out
what happens at the World Cup with the
we need
players.
the break. I think we need the break, and it can't come soon enough. But let's just please try and beat.
Get out of
and
that
then you've only got
fucking
2 games, and then the
start-
transfer window opens.
Start to fucking trying to teach some of these fuckers how to play football, because they can't. Let me just quickly say that. Are we in a relegation battle?
I don't think we're in a relegation battle yet. I mean, if it
2 points off bottom 3.
No, but I don't think it makes you. It's early. It's still like.
well, Dom says we are, so whatever Dom says goes, doesn't it?
It's tight.
We can't have a fucking opinion.
But it's tight. It's tight, right? It's still tight. It's not like, okay, we've sucked in it. Like Ryan said, a couple of wins, you're away from it. So it's not that point now where the table's broke away and it's defined that, okay, we're part of the group that's the bottom. But we're in danger of getting sucked in.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how long this goes on for. I mean, if we don't pick up a win in our next, say, 6 or 7 games, then yeah, you can say we're in a relegation battle. But 2 wins, and you find yourself up there. So it's about just finding that we're not consistent enough in the league. I mean, Europe, it's been a breeze. You know, we smashed it with 10 points. You know, but we just need to do that in the league. Just get 3 or 4
The worry
wins.
is when we start facing the quality teams in Europe.
I don't think we score enough. Don't score enough, don't create enough chances, but that'll be that. Listen, we will be back again on Wednesday for post-match reaction after the Blackburn game. Check out all the fan cams that we just filmed today. I'll be doing a preview for the Blackburn game as well. We haven't had one of them for a while. Thank you very much to everyone that joined in today. Thank you, boys. Let's hope this gets better, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
One thing left to say,
can't get worse.
come on, you irons.